So you have a WordPress blog or a blog in general. You want to post on it, but you just don't have the time because you're too busy making money, too busy doing your thing. But you got to post on this blog, and how are you going to do that without taking a whole lot of time to do it? And you want maybe a video on there with some captions. There's a tool out there. I'm using it, and I just love this thing. And the gentleman that produced it and made it, I make sure I say your name right. Vikram Rajan. Is that right?
You got it. You got it. Nailed it.
Welcome here. And I wanted to go over, I wanted to go over how that works and maybe get a live demo, because it makes life a whole lot easier for posting on a WordPress blog.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, our kind of members or users of the product, we call them members, they're like you, Chris. They're, like you mentioned, they're busy professionals. They're your everyday boutique attorneys, accountants, coaches, consultants, everyday small business owners who, they know they need to stay top of mind with referral relationships. They know the power of their content. They know the power of who they are. And, as you know, being in the video world, that video just is a great proxy of being there in person in real time. And so we made a product that is suited for our kind of folks that don't need a whole lot of bells and whistles, but want to make sure that's professional and looks good and represents them well, and can get everything done in a push of a button, as you know. From posting on their WordPress website, as you mentioned, so I could demo that, but also their social media, from YouTube to Facebook Live to LinkedIn, and make it really simple to add captions at a push of a button, and even turn that video into a written article that can then get, of course, posted back on their WordPress site. So I'm happy to show you all the bells and whistles, but it's most importantly understanding why and how, or why we want to do this. Like, what's that marketing goal? And for a lot of our members, it's that word of mouth referrals. But as you kind of mentioned, once it's on the blog website, especially in written form automatically, it's great for the Google bots. It's great for SEO and search engine optimization. So it helps our members even from that aspect of staying top of mind through search engines, from keywords to them being searched directly. And then some of our members turn these videos into email newsletters. And ultimately, one way or another, it's staying top of mind with whomever can bring you business. And then enabling those folks, the people we know, our first degree connections, our colleagues, our friends, our clients, to share us with others. That second degree, the people who we don't know yet and who are potential referrals and clients themselves. We're all used to getting those reactive referrals where someone literally says, hey, do you know someone who does? Or I'm not really happy with who I'm working with. Do you know someone? And then we obviously come up, and that's great. We're honored to be that reactive referral. The power of social media and even an email forward is that proactive referral, where people will share you with others who they don't necessarily know if they need you or not. But now that they've discovered you, and they're like, maybe I ought to give them a call. And that process of proactive referrals is really, I think, the power of what word of mouth can do on social media. And we've automated it.
I got to say that when I first used your product, and I recorded it, I do videos all the time, and I used to do the really short ones, and the other walk for coffee. That's coming back, by the way, just as a side note. And but how do I get this up online? I mean, I would have to I'd have to upload it. I'd have to go on rev.com and get captions.
Sure.
So that's a whole process.
Yep.
And then if I want it transcribed, I got to do it myself, really.
Yeah.
And just word for word, all that. But your product makes it so easy. Plus posting on all your social media, and I just love it. I mean, I've been using it. Most of the stuff on my blog now on chrisjonesmedia.com is from your service.
Thank you so much, Chris. I mean, that means a lot, especially coming from an expert like you. There are folks like you who have, lack of a better word, the discipline and also the tech skills, of course, to produce their own videos or record their own videos. And so they're able to use our platform in what I call selfie mode, right? You're able to click upload and have the video become part of your library in our platform, and then use the automation to get it posted on WordPress and the other social media. Sure. But there are plenty of us who, for lack of practice or familiarity between our time management and tech skills, we'll never get around to recording a video. And so we've created these video blogging clubs that are kind of like networking groups on Zoom. And 8 to 10 of us get together. We host about 2 or 3 of these video blogging clubs every day, every week. We've got over 120 members across the US who get together in these small groups. We take turns recording or presenting a 2 to 3 minute topic that gets recorded for us as a video blog. And we get feedback on our presentation of what we did well, what we could have done differently, what was memorable Who do I know I could share your video with? And so if there's anyone that's not as proficient as you are, Chris, at producing video, we have a facility. We actually call it part 1 of Video Socials, of these video blogging clubs, to get the videos recorded, to get the practice, to get the kinks out of where to look, how to have bullet points, how to really work in the sound bites. And then part 2 is very much the automation stuff that you're focused on, because you've kind of gotten part 1 down. But for a lot of us, part 1 can be extremely effective to develop that marketing habit of recording or getting these videos recorded in the first place. It's like, some of us have the discipline to go to the gym on our own, but then some of us need the Zumba class.
We won't talk about that. We will not talk about that.
Well, there you go. Well,
I'm kidding.
And so we've produced these Pelotons, these Zumba classes, so to speak, to get our video blogging done and keep it fun.
Good. Awesome. Could you go through, so people know kind of what they're getting into if they want to get into this? Live demo.
Sure, let's do it.
We got it.
So this is the back end. Mine is going to be a lot more full than for most people. Obviously, I use my own product. I'll show you a couple of things. First of all, really handy is the end screen, which is one of the things that we always say is we call it step 0. And the end screen essentially produces, obviously, something that shows up at the end, which is basically their contact info, their logo. And if they have to show any disclaimers, they can also have those disclaimers added automatically. If they're used to using Canva and things like that, they could actually upload their own version of an end screen, and we'll show whatever they upload, and we'll show whatever you want us to show for those 10 seconds. But things are kind of here automated in terms of our type of kind of members and clients, attorneys, lawyers, accountants, financial advisors, etc. But ultimately, when you go to recordings, that's where a lot of the action happens. You'll see in this upper right-hand corner where it says upload recording. Click it, but it's nothing all that terribly interesting. It's basically where you would upload a recording. Very mobile friendly, so if people are recording on their phone, it's really easy to upload the video. And then they basically get to a preview page by clicking these eyeball icons. So these are all my videos that accumulate week after week. So it's a video library that I'm always able to go back to prior videos and repost them very easily. And let me show you what I mean. So if I click the eyeball, it'll load up one of my videos. Mm-hmm. And obviously I can play it, and depending on our setting, whether or not you can see whether or not you can hear the audio is different, but you can kind of see. There you go. All right, I'm just going to pause that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, but.
No, not really, but.
Okay, that's fine. I actually don't enjoy hearing the sound of my own voice, despite what my wife says. So here is an example of a video. It's relatively straightforward. This is already processed. So you'll see a headline, literally a line above my head, that has the title. That fades away after 30 seconds, but it gives people obviously an idea of what you're talking about. And of course, you see here already the word-for-word subtitle captions that are right below it. Right. And when I click Launch Captions, as you know, it overestimates. It'll say it'll take 5 minutes, but it'll actually be 3-4 minutes. It's relatively simple to kind of go and use the editor, where you're able to, let's see here, quickly, let me use my mouse and kind of scroll. And you can of course, you've used this, so you know how it works.
Yeah.
So show the viewers at home how it works. It's very fast and very simple, where since this is powered by Alexa, Amazon's engine, it is about 90% accurate, but there's inevitably stuff that it may misspell or misunderstand when you say it. So you're able to quickly mouse over it, and it'll play a second or two right before and afterwards. You make whatever change you want. You could hit enter or hit the check mark. If there's more, I can kind of change that. We purposely made the punctuation bigger so that it's easy to click into and mouse over. And I can say, all right, maybe I want dots, and I just do that and it happens automatically. As you know, you got to scroll down and just double check and make sure that you have done everything. You save the captions and you go to headline. It's that easy. And then, of course, you're typing in the title. I already did this. You check off both boxes, click process video, and then you're done. Basically, it cooks on our server for about 7 or 8 minutes, depending on the length of the video. The beauty of it is that it happens on our server, so you can turn off your computer or go do whatever else you want to do. It's cooking, again, on our servers, and it'll email you, as you know, Chris, and it'll email you that link that goes directly to part 3 or step 3 of Post It. And this is where the magic happens in terms of getting things done. It's relatively easy to use. One of the things you were looking at, for example, is the WordPress plugin, and that's a one-time installation. If anyone listening or watching this doesn't know what a WordPress plugin is, they can shoot me an email and I can explain it to them. It basically enables us to have a direct tunnel into their website so that we're able to give them a one push button way of publishing on their website. Everything's automatically populated. The title comes over because we already have that from you. The text is brought over automatically because Alexa already transcribed it for you. And this is known as a Wysiwyg editor. What you see is what you get. So it works just like Microsoft Word or Google Docs. Paragraphs, wherever I want, I can make whatever I want bold or make anything underlined or anything, as you can understand. Bullet points, the whole bit. I'm able to pick categories if that's important from a WordPress, and authors and tags. These are, again, more specifics to WordPress. And I'm able to go back, and now this basically is using what you posted on YouTube already. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in a moment. Of course, you, Chris, you know what this is. But once you post it on YouTube, it'll actually populate this area of the YouTube URL automatically. Mm-hmm. So literally, as you know, Chris, it's really everything's done. You click post on WordPress, and then it ends up showing up on your website like this. Literally, here's an example of your website. So it has a YouTube embed automatically. So if you don't know what an embed is, you don't need to. And then it'll give your viewers an opportunity to sign up for an email newsletter or whatever type of email automation you want to do. If you come back to our interface, you'll see here this email form invite is a custom call to action that you're able to do per video. So these words can change per video. So it depends on the call to action of the video. Are you inviting them to download your ebook? Are you inviting them to be part of your newsletter? Are you inviting them to the next seminar or webinar? Whatever it is, you're essentially doing an ethical bribe to get their email address. Very, very simple. It tends to auto-populate depending on the browser. They can submit. And now, below is here your formatted blog post. So this is a transcription that you're able to format with the Wysiwyg editor and make it look pretty, and it posts automatically. You never really have to log into the back end of your website because everything happens right here on the Videosocials Brander interface. And I'll kind of scroll back up. Do you want me to take a moment and have you ask any questions, or do you want me to show other parts of this automation stuff?
I've noticed that when I use this feature, and I do log into the back end because that's just what I do, but sure. It is, but it's scheduled out a little bit. It isn't immediate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That schedule out is actually depending on your WordPress setup. That depending on the time that is set up in your WordPress, if you're on, and again, this is getting a little technical, if you're on universal time, it'll actually be pretty instant. But if you're on any other type of time, then there's a time delay depending on what your website thinks the time is. So it's a website internal issue, which is not really a glitch because it's actually like a feature, but it's a feature that most people don't even know about. So people are like, oh, is there a delay? Sometimes the delay is nice because people want it, but it can be avoided depending on setting the time in your WordPress to make it match your local time. So local time, which is whatever your time zone is, matches with your website, it should be pretty instantaneous. It should be relatively simple.
Very good. Thank you.
YouTube is just as easy. You push a button and you can have the title, the YouTube description, which is what Google indexes, and YouTube, of course, is owned by Google. This is brought in automatically because of the transcription, because of Alexa and the transcription captions. You can post, of course, on your own YouTube channel. If you don't have one, we provide one for people who are just getting started. Relatively easy. Scroll down, click post on YouTube, and it happens in minutes. You're able to use this and now use this recording and activate the Facebook Live feature of Facebook. What do I mean by that? Well, you can upload video automatically, manually on Facebook. The benefit of Brander is that it'll go through your Facebook on your personal profile, your business page, or if you happen to run a group, and it'll create it as a Facebook Live, notifying everyone that you're live, but using your pre-recorded. Why do you want to do that? Well, Facebook's algorithm, the way they show video or any other posts, they prioritize live video over and above static or regular video. And so you're basically hacking or using the loophole. Now, this is all legit because we are Facebook automation partners. Facebook audits us and approves us. So you're not doing anything untoward or unethical or against Facebook policy. Facebook enables this to happen with third-party applications like ours. And I'm proud to be partners with Facebook, like we are with YouTube and like we are with LinkedIn and now WordPress and of course Alexa, that these are all other companies that have to check us out and make sure that we're legit. And they like the idea of enabling our type of members, our type of users to create this ability where now you can be live because you can pick up your phone and now answer comments in real time while your computer here is using your pre-recorded message as a Facebook Live video. So I'm not going to click this because it'll immediately then go live, but it's relatively simple. LinkedIn is likewise the same way. You can have it automated on your company page. It's relatively easy to get it onto your profile. And one last thing I'll show you, which I'm really excited about, which is a topic of, in fact, this literal video that we're on the preview page, is re-squeezing the orange. What do I mean by that? Well, if you post a video right now, today, well, the likelihood of your connections seeing your video is pretty minimal. Like it's going to be about like 10% of your connections will actually see the video because not everyone logs into LinkedIn every day. Not everyone logs into Facebook every day. And so depending on the chronology, algorithm, well, you post a video and only a small percentage will actually see the video. After 2 or 3 days, you're at pretty much the bottom of their timeline. Now, there are other factors of algorithm, but for the most part, that's true. After a week, you're definitely falling off of their timeline. What we've enabled here is automatic reposting. It'll take this video and automatically repost it on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, at whatever intervals you want it to do so. So we can say, repost this video every 11 days for the next 2 times, starting on February 12th. Now I can say 10 times, and now every 11 days for the next 10 times, this will automatically upload this video on our social media, bringing me top of mind. So you can imagine, as you're creating a batch of videos, a dozen, 2 dozen, 30 some odd videos, you can essentially have an automatic daily content calendar, bringing you top of mind to your potential clients and referral relationships, automatically pulling from this library that you've already recorded. What we don't have yet, which I'm hoping that we will have in coming weeks, is a calendar bird's eye view of all your posts, where you'll be able to push like an icon probably around here, like a calendar icon, and it will give you kind of a bird's eye view of, right, this is how March, this is how April looked, because you've already calendared in, you've already automated the reposting of these videos. A, you can see gaps. B, it'll be interactive where you can put the other content that you have. My point is, Chris, is that we're basically taking what you're doing as a video library and turning it into a referral automation, where now people are automatically seeing you on a day-to-day basis. You're doing once, you set it and forget it, and everything else is done for you. So I'm looking forward to people playing with this. This is a relatively new feature, but it works really wonderfully. It's really, really cool to set up, and there'll be plenty more ways to even make it easy, like going back to this library. There'll be an icon here soon, like in this area, where you'll be able to click and do the automation from this interface. And on this menu here on the left will be a content calendar area for that bird's eye view. So I'm looking forward to the people that automating their referral automation on social media using their library.
Wow, Vic, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm really loving that feature for busy people like us.
Yes, and I enjoy hearing it all again too, and I wanted to bring it out and let people that follow my stuff see it too, because I'm certainly going to push this because I think it's such a great thing that you're doing. And when I first heard about it, I was like like a schoolgirl, I guess you could say, because I was like, my God, I've been looking for some way to do this like forever, and I went to town on it. So awesome.
Well, I thank you. We have. I am very honored to consider you a raving fan. So thank you, Chris. And we have over 120 raving fans. So every one of them is very special to us. We're a relatively small company, so it's really easy for people to get a hold of me. They can go to videosocials.net, and in the bottom right corner will be a pop-up a chat box, and it's not a bot. It's not some fake thing. It goes right to my cell phone. So you probably heard it buzzing a moment ago. There might be someone trying to chat with me. You're able to get a hold of me really easy. I very much am providing that one-on-one customer service, even though we have a great staff as well that can help out. But I want this to work for everyone and for everyone to become a raving fan like you, Chris.
Well, that's the goal. And people are going to ask, and maybe they should ask you directly, and it varies with different circumstances, but
yeah,
idea of the cost.
It's relatively low cost. I mean, for us, we want to think of it as how low cost can we make it where you can see that immediate return on investment, that ROI as quickly as possible, that when you post a video on LinkedIn and Facebook, how quickly can someone click reply, comment, share, and you get a client out of it. And essentially marketing should always pay for itself and then some. Right. So I'm always looking, how can we make it where this has an immediate impact, an immediate ROI, so that you're essentially getting paid back from a marketing standpoint. So we kept it relatively simple. You can go to videosocials.net and go to pricing and see it right there. So it's all itemized right there. In short, it ranges in terms of what people want to do. So I hate the it depends answer, but it is can be complicated to hear. But if someone wants to get a vague or general understanding, rather, it's $150 a month, depending on what they're doing. There are plenty of other things that they can add on top of it, but to get started is relatively easy. We can go month to month, so make it simple. They can prepay for 6 months and get 25% off. They can prepay for a year and get a third off, and it brings it down to $99 a month. So it's really easy to make this work where for $100, you're able to upload as many videos as you want. You can be part of our video socials clubs, and which means you're going to get a new video just about every week. So 3 or 4 new videos every month for essentially $99 or $150, depending on how you pay for it. It's a pretty hard deal to beat, as I'm sure you know, being in the video world. And then you get all those bells and whistles. There are plenty of the basic premium features included. The end screen happens automatically. The headline happens automatically. Captioning does go by the length of the video, but as you know, a 2-minute video ends up costing like $12. It's a one-time thing. And now not only is your video captioned word for word, but Alexa and our system emails you that transcription, so you can use that as a blog post. In fact, you could use our WordPress automation and edit the blog right there in our system. And so for $12, you got a captioned video. It's a WordPress blog post automated or any other system. Plus, when you post it on YouTube or Facebook and LinkedIn, the full transcription, the word for word, goes along for the ride. So with their search engines, it's really cool because you get a whole Facebook post out of it, not just your video. So, for $12 for a 2-minute video, for all that convenience and all that optimization, is actually pretty powerful. We go by points. So 120-second video, 2-minute video, is 120 points. So that, again, $12. But we also use points for the WordPress automation, which basically means like it's take $10. The way I think of it as, you can either do it yourself. What's your time worth? You probably don't have the time to do it, so it's well worth it. Or if you hire a marketing manager or a virtual assistant, well, to pay him or her as a VA, it's way more than $10. For the automated uploading, that the reposter, as we call it, which is on the screen right now, it's $5 for every time. So I think of it as for $50, you can have your video reposted 10 times over the course of a year, over the course of a season, over the course of a month, if that might be a little bit aggressive. So again, think of it piecemeal. It's like, oh, why is it expensive? It's actually pretty inexpensive. That's why we wanted to make it where we go, look, to do it yourself is almost not worth your time. We're busy business people, and like if you're gonna hire a VA, it's gonna spend a whole lot more. Let our robot do it, and it's a daily automated calendar.
You said it, all of it. That was good. That's very good. And I'm looking forward to bringing this to more of the masses. I know it's pretty widespread now. You got 120, you said, clients at this point, you said?
120 members across the country in about a dozen states. I'm looking forward to people using this in other languages and other countries. We're not there yet, but that's inevitable. And with our video blogging clubs as a community, they become raving fans of one another. So there's that added bonus of a multiplier effect where you're essentially tapping into an audience that'll not only give you feedback on your video, but inevitably, it's kind of cool to see someone record a video in front of you. And then the next day, she's posting it on LinkedIn. And so likewise, when you're doing this, people will see you. And it's kind of cool when you post it the next day. They were in the room when it happened. So they click like and they click share on each other, really out of friendship and relationship. There's no mandatory obligation for you to share anyone else. but you'll end up developing colleagues and friends and referral relationships through our community. So the Video Socials Clubs is, for us, integral part. But there are plenty of folks who can use Brander in selfie mode, like yourself, and get the value of the automation without the clubs.
There you go. Well, the place to get started with this is videosocials.net.
Right? Videosocials.net, bottom right corner. They can shoot me a quick text. I'm looking forward to getting them started.
All right. A couple questions before you go.
All right.
What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, Back to the Future. Probably Back to the Future Part 2, because you get to see part 1 right there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll agree with that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
If you had that DeLorean and you could go back in time and talk to anybody anywhere and have coffee with them, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Who would? Yeah. So you're throwing these questions on me, and we didn't rehearse this. You typically, who would I want to talk to?
Could be a relative, could be somebody famous. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, my mom passed away a long time ago. So, of all the celebrities and all the world leaders, if I had the opportunity, I'd go see my mom.
That's great. Most people do say that. So a father, mother, grandparent, something like that. Well, Vic, thank you very much. It's been very informative, very enlightening, and I wish you to live long and prosper.
Yes, likewise.
Thanks.